Assalamu alaikum. Today in this video we will study calcitonin, rickets and osteoporosis. Calcitonin is a hormone which is synthesized and secreted by the parafollicular C cells of the thyroid gland. Its main action belongs to control of the calcium concentration in the plasma. Increased plasma calcium concentration stimulates its secretion, and while it's secreted, it controls the plasma calcium concentration and decreases its concentration in the plasma. From this animation, you can see how the parathyroid hormone and calcitonin both are acting on the plasma calcium concentration to control and to have the optimum level of the calcium concentration in the plasma. So both they are acting together. Whenever its concentration increases or decreases, they both work together. The main action of the calcitonin is on the bone and also on the kidneys and intestine. We have studied parathyroid hormone, vitamin D, all these things in very much detail. So it is very easy to understand the action of the calcitonin. On the bone, it decreases the osteoclastic activity, while through the kidneys and the intestine, it has the action opposite to the parathyroid hormone. From this picture, you can easily see the action of the parathyroid hormone and the calcitonin to control the plasma calcium level. Whenever there is decrease in the calcium, it stimulates the parathyroid hormone so that through the bones, kidneys and the intestine, the reabsorption of the calcium that increases in the bones, calcium resorption take place so that its level increases in the plasma. While if there is increase in the calcium level, calcitonin is secreted, which has the opposite effect to the parathyroid hormone, and from the bone it inhibits the calcium resorption. So with brief background of the calcitonin, now we have a summary about the calcium ion concentration, how it is controlled. We can have factors divided into two categories, that is, number one is the first line of the defense and the second is the second line of the defense. Among the first line of the defense, the main buffer function of the exchangeable calcium belongs to this group. While studying the exchangeable calcium in the parathyroid hormone, what is that role? I have told you already that this is the fraction of the calcium ions and the salt which are going to control rapid control over the plasma calcium and phosphate ions. So immediately they are coming from the bone to have the first line of the defense, and they are also very much abundant in the mitochondria of the liver and intestine and provides an additional buffer system from there. Among the second line of the defense, the hormonal control lies, and among the hormonal control, calcitonin and parathyroid hormone, they both act opposite to each other to control the calcium ion concentration in the plasma. From this picture, you can see all effects collectively from the parathyroid gland and parathyroid hormone, calcitonin, estrogen, and all these things, how they are acting through the intestine, through the bone, kidney, and the bone cells, that are the stem cells and the monocyte. What are the actions? So this is a single picture which shows the interrelationship between the parathyroid hormone and the calcitonin, and also all the effects of parathyroid hormone, calcitonin, and plus the vitamin D3, all they have together action in one picture. From the kidney, you can see that under the effect of 125 dihydroxycholecalciferol and the parathyroid hormone, the kidney is stimulated, and from the it increases under the effect of that one, it increases the calcium absorption from the intestine, and that has the positive effect on bone also, and also the parathyroid hormone the same effect, while the negative effect is provided from the calcitonin over the bone. Here you can see the parathyroid hormone with the vitamin D3, it is going to control the stem cells and the monocyte that are the precursors of the bone cells. Stem cells that are the precursor of the osteoblast, and the monocyte that are the precursor of the osteoclast. So both have positive effect on these precursors, while the calcitonin and estrogen, they are providing the negative or inhibitory effect over the bone. You can see with the calcitonin and we can have the inhibitory effect from the estrogen also. In further details and in following slides, I will show you how the estrogen, because of the lack of the estrogen, there is defective bone occur in old age, especially in the females. This is the description of the picture which I have already shown you. This is a very simple picture showing all the effects of the calcitonin released from the thyroid gland and the parathyroid gland, the secreting the parathyroid hormone. They mainly controlling the calcium level in the blood. Whenever there is rising calcium level or decreasing, they both go together and have opposite effect to each other to maintain the optimum level of the calcium in the plasma. Now coming to the disease condition belonging all these, that is the parathyroid hormone. Some of the diseases belongs to the parathyroid hormone. Then we will study osteoporosis also, osteomalacia also, osteitis fibrosa cystica, that is due to the hyperparathyroid. And in this, the bones, they are very much defective. You can see from this picture, this is this osteitis fibrosa having excessive cyst. You can see the large punched out cystic areas of the bone filled with osteoclasts in the form of so-called giant cell osteoclast tumors. So because of that excessive cystic appearance, it is called the osteitis fibrosa cystica. With that, the patient can have excessive calcium level, and because of that, pancreatitis, stomach ulcers, kidney stones. The details of the kidney stone I will tell you later on. And also in the bones, the specific thing, that is the osteitis fibrosa cystica, and with the CNS depressions and psychosis. Belonging to the bone, specifically you can have the classical signs, these, that is the excessive cystic formation in the bones. Formation of the kidney stone because of the excessive calcium and phosphate absorption from the intestine. They are coming to the kidneys in excessive amount to be excreted. So they are much excessive amount in the urine, and also they can precipitate in the kidney forming the calcium phosphate stones. So this is another complicated and complication belongs to the hyperparathyroidism. Now comes to the rickets, which is mainly a disease occurring in the children. It mainly results from the calcium and phosphate deficiency due to the lack of the vitamin D. This is the main thing that is occurring due to the lack of the vitamin D. And from this animation you can see what is the difference between the normal and the rickets bones. So rickets soften and weakens bones in children. It is a mainly disease of the childhood, and because of the deficiency of the vitamin D. So mainly rickets weakens the bone. During prolonged rickets, the marked compensatory increase in parathyroid hormone secretion causes extreme osteoclastic absorption of the bone. This in turn causes rapid osteoblastic activity also. From this picture, you can see clearly the difference between the normal and the rickets and the bowing of the bones. And also from this cross section, that is defective and softened bones. This is the ricketic bones that are bowing here, and you can clearly see from this X-ray also. On the whole, the patient can have soft spot on the baby's head is slow to close, and curved bones as I have shown you already, and the board legs, knees bend out. So main defect belongs to the bones. Sometimes we can have tetany in rickets, but only when there are extreme defective calcium level. The level of the calcium falls below 7 mg per deciliter, the usual sign of tetany develop. Otherwise, it usually not appear. Treatment is just depend upon the supplying adequate calcium and phosphate in the diet, and also the administration of large amounts of the vitamin D. It is observed that in darkness or in poor people where there is no cross ventilation in the home and no sun exposure to the home, these diseases they are much more common because of the lack of the sunlight. Osteomalacia is just the replacement of rickets in the adults. So we can say that it is the adult form of the rickets. So rickets is the disease occurring in the childhood, but if the defect is in the adults, we will call it the osteomalacia, and all other things they are the same. That is, you can have the diffuse joint and pain in the bones, muscle weakness, the walking become very much difficult, hypocalcemia, and the weak and soft bones. Now comes another disease, osteoporosis, in which the bones are much more porous. But it results mainly because of the diminished organic bone matrix. As we have already studied that bone has major two parts, matrix and the salts and the air, mineral salts, and this specific disease results from the diminished organic bone matrix. The main causes includes the lack of physical stress, malnutrition, postmenopausal lack of estrogen. This is the point which I have told you already in the previous picture while discussing the effect of the estrogen. So in the postmenopausal lack of the estrogen secretion, because that can create the disease condition, that is the osteoporosis. Because estrogen decrease the number activity of the osteoclast, as I have shown you the previous picture. And in the old age, the same thing, old age in the male and female, while the postmenopausal, that is old age, is in the female. Also the Cushing syndrome, these are the mainly causes of the osteoporosis. One thing must be clear here, that what is the difference between the osteoporosis and osteomalacia. They are both diseases belongs to the bone, in which the bones they are defective. These are both belongs to the adult diseased conditions. So what is the difference? The difference between these, that is, in osteoporosis, the mineral to collagen ratio is within the reference range, while in osteomalacia, the proportion of the mineral composition is reduced relative to organic content. From this picture, this thing becomes very much more clear. You can see the ratio between the matrix and the mineral here. Normally this lies. In osteomalacia, there is excessive increase in the matrix, while in the osteoporosis, it is almost similar to the normal, but on the whole it decreases. While here the ratio that become defective, mineral smaller, and while the matrix ratio that become larger. So with this, we complete our story about the calcitonin and other disease condition, and also we have completed the endocrinal unit, and now you will inshallah soon have the test paper for your examination. So keep watching my videos and keep with me. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.